Hey Nick, you ready to talk about some Archmage?
I am ready. I was born ready.
All right. Okay, so I am 23 minutes late for a Valentine's dinner party, and my wife is currently upstairs putting on makeup and fuming. So we got to make this as quick as possible. Um, so I am going to show you some of the new stuff that I did this week, and I'm also going to tell you and everybody that I was away this week for 3 days because my wife was shutting down her office. She's run a business for 13 years, and she decided to shut it down, and we had to go down and pack up boxes for shred and put things for junk and stuff that we had to bring back up here. And so I was schlepping boxes up and down 3 stories pretty much all day, and I was like sweating profusely. And my father-in-law was there, and he's like, "Wow, you're like really working hard." And I said, "There's a first time for everything, Andy." And he's a blue collar guy, and he doesn't understand how sitting here and talking to you about this video game is work. So he appreciated that I was actually getting some real work done. So, anyways, let's get some not work done, and I'm going to show you a new feature, 2 new features actually that I put in the game. Oh, and for those who may not read the articles about this or look at the notes, I've started publishing the list of outstanding tasks that I have on build 11 and making that available to everybody. So then as I finish them, I can just knock them off and you can see like the list shrinking. Except I haven't finished any of them, so there's nothing to see this week because I only had 2 days. 2 days, Nick. Because my wife
Instead of adding new features, Thomas.
Yeah. Okay, so here we are in the game, and we have this awesome new thing where I can go and I can talk to somebody, and she's like, "Hey, I just heard the funniest joke." And we go, "Oh, okay, let's hear that joke."
Ooh, it's a different color.
Yeah. So when there's those really like special options, I decided to highlight them so that you can see it. You see it's like gone now, right? Because you can only hear a joke once. So she told us a joke about the eagle and an armor smith, and our relationship went up by 12, and my well-being went up by 4. So,
Right.
so I heard that joke, so that's pretty cool. So now I can go in and I can tell her a joke, and these are the jokes that I started the game with. And then this is the joke that she just told me. So you could go throughout the world talking to people and hearing their jokes and collecting up all the jokes in the world.
Ooh, perform skill.
Yes, this is
Tell me about that.
the new use of the perform skill. And so you can only tell a joke to someone once. So let's tell her this one. And this one is only perform skill of 4, and the funniness is 1, and it costs us 1 hour. So let's see.
Well, that's new. Picture.
Yep. So we succeeded in telling that pretty easy joke. And she liked it, and now our relationship is +3 and a well-being of 1 because it wasn't that funny of a joke. She actually told us a much better joke. So I like that I can't spam this. Let me stop you there. I've heard this one before. And if I try to tell her the joke that she told me, she's like, "Yeah, I've heard that one before."
Nice. I was gonna ask that. That would be crazy if you could just spam it.
I see you coming, Nick. I see you coming. I'm sitting here working. I got to tell you, things would go a lot faster if I didn't have to program all the Nick code. But yeah, so anyways, we got another joke that we can tell her here. And see, this one was more difficult, but I succeeded. But it didn't land, so she didn't think that one was very funny. And there's really nothing you can do. You can only do the jokes like once. So now we can go to another guy. Let's go to the market. He doesn't have any jokes to tell us. So as people have jokes to tell, and as they spread throughout the world, there's a chance when you encounter them, rather than getting the kind of normal, like, "Hey, how you doing? What do you want?" and that kind of thing, they will be in a mood to tell you a joke, and then that's how you gain a joke. So just going around living your life is a way. So let's go.
Interesting. So mood great. Like if their mood is great, is that what you mean?
Actually, no. I probably should tie those things together, but it's more random than that. It just decides, hey, you're encountering them. Is he in the mood to tell you a joke? Yes or no? No. Okay, then just regular stuff.
Yeah, I like tying something to mood because I don't know how much we have tied to that right now.
Yeah. So he doesn't have a joke for us to hear. Let's go see if there's somebody else that has a joke for us. Let's go to the conclave. Oh, they just closed. I wasted all my time. Walking around talking to people. So let's go to someone's house and see if they have a joke to tell us. Okay, so no, she doesn't have a joke to tell us. But let's see if the other person here. Hey, look, Norman, he's got a joke. Let's hear his joke. A Medusa enters a castle.
Okay. I want to hear that one.
Yeah, so here's what's really funny. Now I can go back to her and be like, hey, I got a joke to tell you. A Medusa enters a castle.
Oh, man.
Hey, and it landed.
You just robbed her poor husband of a joke.
I did. I'm a big jerk. Okay, Nick, so it's 1 a.m. and what are most people doing at 1 a.m.?
Sleeping, of course.
Yeah.
Unless you're me.
That's true. Okay, so here's like a role-playing type experience that these systems now create. I can go to people's houses while they're sleeping, knock on the door. Do you know what time it is? What can I do for you? Hey, you want to hear a joke?
Foul mood.
Oh, and I bombed it. You have offended me, sir.
Oh,
I woke her up at 1 o'clock in the morning to tell her a joke, and then I couldn't even pull it off.
Oh, man.
That's pathetic.
Yeah, you're not making any friends.
That's right. Hey, let's go wake up the other guy. It's 3 in the morning. What's the matter? Hey, you want to hear a joke? Anyways, there's a lot of like, oh, I nailed it. So I wake him up, tell him a joke, and he loves it. What a goofy game this is. Okay. Oh, and there's one other thing that we can do. Let's go wake up somebody else. Now it's 5 in the morning. Oh, yeah? Well, I can insult you. And so now I have a couple choices of insults. Let's call him a smell fungus. Incredulous liver eater. And so I can just keep insulting and insulting and insulting them. And so that's a way of lowering the relationship. And if somebody hates this guy and I go and insult him a bunch of times, then I actually boost my relationship with the other person as I'm lowering this relationship. And then also I'm risking fist fights in this. But we're not going to have the fist fights in this build because you didn't build it in, Nick.
No, I did not.
No, I wanted non-lethal combat, but we don't have that yet. So anyways, in build 12, it'll spawn fist fights. So right now you can insult people. Okay, so here we are. Now I'll show you the last thing that I worked on this week. Okay, so we're going to go to the end. Oh, she's got a joke. Let's hear a joke first. 5 gargoyles are... Okay, cool. So we just learned another joke. Okay, so... Now we are going to do a new thing, which is perform. So I've gone around, I'm talking to people, building up my perform skill by telling jokes to people. And so now I can go to the inn and I can perform my jokes.
Oh, that's cool.
So why should I let you on my stage when I have a perfectly good poetry act lined up for tonight? There would be an option here if my relationship with her was higher. Like if we were kind of friendly, she would like sneak me on and I would just say, come on. You know, I'll do a good job and put me on. So that's where it's kind of like FTL, like those kind of like green engineer options and stuff. So that would be there. But anyways, I didn't bother boosting our...
Would that be highlighted like the tell joke is?
Yeah, exactly. It'll be highlighted.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay, so I can use my persuasion skill to squeeze me in, or I could just give her coin. So I'll just give her coin. That'll do. Okay, so now I have...
more than 25 gold for this.
That's right. So now I have to put together my act. So there's a beginning, a middle, and a closer. So I have 3 jokes here. And it actually does matter which order in which I put these jokes because everybody knows you should finish on your best joke. So I'm just going to pick my jokes. And I don't think I'll be able to pull off this closer because it's too difficult of a joke. Okay, so now I've put together my act. And now I'm going to perform the set. So, isn't this great? I get to be a stand-up comedian in a role-playing world.
Oh, man.
So, the time of the performance has come. There's 4 people in the audience. Audience approval. Okay, here we go. First joke. Bah! Totally fail. Okay, so now the audience approval is at -10. I
man.
messed up that joke. Okay, let's tell them the next joke.
That doesn't look so high either. Oh,
Oh, I failed that one. Okay, so now it's -20, and now I'm going to do the last finale joke. And that one didn't work either.
man.
Okay,
Oh, man.
so I totally screwed that up. So I didn't mean to do that. I was going to show you the happy path. Anyway, so now I continue. And so the show's over. I scored a -30. The innkeeper's angry. You drove away customers. You were so bad, drunk people left. Drunks! So you owe me 120 for lost sales. So I just lost 120 bucks
Oh, man.
on my terrible, terrible comedy act.
That's horrible.
So that's what I have to show, Nick. What do you think?
I think it's pretty cool. I mean, we didn't really have anything in for the sort of whole performance thing. I think this is a good start. Like, we talked about playing music and stuff, but I think the joke thing is interesting because it links in with like normal conversations, so it has more value than just in the end. So,
yeah, exactly. Cool. So you get these jokes. So as you get better and better with your jokes and your performing skill, your ability to tell them, you can walk into a situation with someone like a noble, crack a really good joke, and bam, you're like got the relationship way up. So there's real value to going around the world and finding the best possible jokes. And I can't tell you what the best jokes are because it randomly creates jokes and then has who the author is, and I can't tell you what the best possible joke in the world is, and you have to find that yourself.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, so I gotta go. My fuming wife is probably like sitting in the car, just getting madder and madder. And so that's the end of this week's update. And next week, I don't have anything interrupting me. I'm going to get a full weekend, and hopefully we'll see some real actual progress.
Awesome.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Bye.